if you gave me 350 million naira and asked me to invest it in Lagos property, these are the three options I will put on the table, and I will tell you which one I would personally choose. Because 350 million naira can buy you a luxury apartment in Lekki, a fully detached 5-bedroom duplex in Sangotedo, or even put you in a position to become a property owner in Osapa. And surprisingly, they all come with different investment stories. I am Nero Ajayi, also known as Madam Land Seller. For almost a decade, I've helped investors, both in Nigeria and in the diaspora, invest safely and profitably in the Lagos real estate market. This video is not about telling you that one property is better than the other. It depends on what you want your money to do. Do you want rental income? Do you want a lovely home for your family? Or you want to develop and make some money from that development? So let me break down three real options from Lekki Phase 1 to Sangotedo. Option 1, 350 million naira apartment in Lekki Phase 1. This option is the one I think will appeal most to an investor who wants location and income. This is a 2-bedroom apartment with BQ at the Den Heights in Lekki Phase 1, currently selling for 350 million naira. The payment structure is 30% deposit, which is 105 million naira, with the balance completed within 12 months. This isn't just an apartment you are buying. You are getting ground floor parking, concierge service, elevators, balconies, central gas system, swimming pool, a gym, and driver's lounge. The title is Certificate of Occupancy, and the building has its approvals. Here's something I really like about this particular option. Construction is almost complete on the first set of units, with delivery expected this December. We should also talk about the investment. The expected rental income is around 25 million naira to 30 million naira per annum. Of course, that's an expectation, not a guarantee, and your actual returns will depend on the rental market and your operating costs. But the location is the big attraction for me. You are close to major business and lifestyle areas of Lekki, Ikoyi, and Victoria Island. The downside of this is that the entry price is high. This is a high net worth property. You should also expect a high annual service charge because of the level of amenities. And unlike a detached house, you don't have your own private compound. But if your priority is location, convenience, and potential rental income, this is a very strong proposition. Option 2, 350 million naira fully detached duplex in Sangotedo. Now, let's move in a completely different direction. For 350 million naira, you can get a fully detached 5-bedroom duplex with BQ in Sangotedo. This is a completed property, so you are not waiting for construction. You can literally pay and move in. It's inside an access-controlled, flood-free estate with C of O and building approvals. And you also have amenities like a gym and swimming pool. The biggest difference here is space. 5 bedrooms, a BQ, your own compound, and enough room for your family to actually grow and enjoy the property. So who is this for? I would say a family relocating back into Nigeria, or the person who wants to actually own and use this property instead of simply looking for an investment unit. And this is important because I don't want to pretend that every property is a good rental investment. This house is large, and because of that, it may not be the easiest property to rent or resell quickly. It also comes with higher maintenance costs and responsibility. But if you're buying a house for your family and you want space, privacy, and a property you can enjoy for years, this house makes a lot of sense. Option 3, 300 million naira land in Osapa, Lekki. Now, let's say you're not looking for a home at all. You're looking to make money from property development. This is where option 3 gets interesting. For 300 million naira, you can get a 500 square meter plot in Osapa, Lekki with C of O. You have immediate possession and you can move to site. And what is interesting is what you can do with it. You could develop 2 units of semi-detached duplexes or potentially 3 spacious terrace units. At today's market, we are looking at approximately 300 million naira to 320 million naira for each semi-detached duplex, or around 280 million naira per terrace, depending on the final product and market conditions. And there is also an opportunity to acquire the adjacent 500 square meters if you want to expand. So this is no longer simply a land investment. You are potentially buying a development opportunity. The 300 million naira doesn't magically turn into profit. You still need construction capital. You need to manage the development. You need to factor in approvals, construction timelines, professional fees, marketing, and the time it takes to sell the finished unit. So who is this for? A startup developer or experienced investor who understands construction and wants to create value rather than simply hold land. The upside can be significant, but so is the responsibility. This is probably the highest effort of these 3. Bonus option. This is another option I would actually consider. With 350 million naira, you can get 2 units of a 3-bedroom semi-detached duplex with BQ in Sangotedo off plan. Construction is already ongoing with delivery expected in May 2027. This is more of a buy, wait, take possession and potentially resell strategy. So if you're patient and your main objective is capital appreciation, this is another option worth considering. But again, you're taking construction and time risk. Now the verdict. If you ask me, Nero, which of these properties would you personally put your 350 million naira into? I would choose the 2-bedroom apartment with BQ in Lekki Phase 1. And the reason is simple. Most of my business and my clients are in Lekki, Ikoyi, Victoria Island, and I value the location. I also like the possibility of converting it into a long-term rental property and creating more predictable cash flow. And personally, I am not a fan of shortlets. So for me, I would rather have a well-located property that can potentially generate steady long-term rental income than buy property because somebody tells me that short-term rental incomes are amazing. But that's my choice. Your situation may be completely different. If you had 350 million naira, which of these would you choose? And if your budget is different, send me your budget and what you're trying to achieve. Income, appreciation, development, or a home. I'll tell you what I will realistically consider at that budget in Lagos right now. Because sometimes the best property isn't the most expensive one. It's the one that matches what you want your money to do. It's me, Madam Land Seller. See you in the next video.